Hey everyone, welcome to the MindMajix YouTube channel. Now, we will be discussing about one of the most important formulas in Microsoft Excel, which is the lookup functions. Now in that, we have three different types as we discussed in the previous session. So VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and XLOOKUP. Now today we'll be discussing about the HLOOKUP, which is for Horizontal Lookup functions. Imagine you manage a sales database and you need to quickly find an email ID of the customer to roll out a new offer. The routine approach is just manually checking each and every row or use find option, provided the data is comparatively small. Given a situation where you find hundreds and thousands of data entries, instantly you feel the data piling up and stress getting under your skin. Instead of manually searching through hundreds and thousands of rows, what if there was a quick fix and foolproof trick that fixes your problem in just seconds? That's where the Excel lookup functions come into the picture. Lookup functions make it effortless. With a simple formula, you can instantly retrieve matching data from large volumes of datasets. Whether it's tracking inventory, pulling up employee details, or linking financial records, lookup functions save time and eliminate errors, making data retrieval seamless. In this session, we will learn about the HLOOKUP function in Excel, and further in the lineup, we will learn about the other remaining ones as well. That said, if these are the type of videos you'd like to watch, then hit that like and subscribe buttons and the bell icon to get notified whenever we host. Now without further delay, let's get started with the HLOOKUP function in Excel. So what exactly is this horizontal lookup function in Excel? The horizontal lookup or the HLOOKUP is an Excel function that searches for a value in the top row of a data table and returns a value from the same column in a specified row. It's usually used when your data is organized horizontally and you need to retrieve information from a row based on a value in the top row. Now, again, just definition will not cut it. Let's go through a practical demonstration and a live dataset to understand this in a much better way. Now, in the previous session, we had this dataset for VLOOKUP function in Excel. Now, everything was organized in terms of columns, right? All the column headers or the cells that indicate what exactly is present in that column are vertically organized. Now, let's say this particular data is organized horizontally. What do I mean by that? Now, let me allow to copy this entire dataset, create a new sheet altogether, and make use of the paste function. And here, I'm not just pasting the data, I'm transposing it. That means making columns to rows and rows to columns. So here, you can see the column headers previously in the older dataset are organized horizontally in place of. Now you can see the column headers from the previous dataset are organized vertically in place of horizontally, right? So now let's say we are searching for certain ID or certain value from the entire dataset from the horizontal perspective in place of vertical perspective. Let's say I give you the row ID number 1 and I want to know the product name, right? In this scenario, you are looking at the dataset in a horizontal perspective, right? So this is where HLOOKUP comes into the picture. Now, before we get started with HLOOKUP, let me show you a small trick to organize the entire dataset. So just Control Alt to select all these cells and then use Alt HOI to organize the columns and Alt HOA to organize the rows. There you go. Now, let's proceed with our exploration, right? Now, go to the same sheet where we have the entries. Now, let's say, let me copy this and paste it right here. Now, let's say I give a certain order ID and I want to find out what type of shipment mode they used, who was the customer who bought it, what exactly is his customer ID or her customer ID, and what was the price, which will be your homework. Now, let me use the same order ID here and give the HLOOKUP function. So press tab to select the HLOOKUP function. The lookup value is same. The operation is completely similar to that of VLOOKUP. The only thing that changes is the array declaration and the row index number. Previously, we chose the column index number, but here we will be choosing the row index number. Right? So that's our lookup value. And now we go into the dataset. And now we are looking at the shipment mode, right? So for that, order ID is our first row, second and third, fourth. comma. So this is our array. This is the level where we will be searching for the data, fetching the data, and your result is in the 4th row. Surely you can see this is indicated in the 5th number, but the array, according to the array that we selected, the resultant element is in the 4th row, right? So here you can see sheet number 2, and we have selected rows from 2nd to 5th, that is 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So the resultant shipment mode is in the 4th number, 4th index. That's the reason we are discussing this in terms of indexes, right? So 4th index, and I want an exact match, so I'll go with false. Press tab to select and close the function, enter. There you go. So the shipment mode was 2nd class shipment mode. Now let's go with the customer ID. Same approach, HLOOKUP, press tab to select the function. This happens to be your lookup value and the table array, right? So you're giving the order ID 1st row, 2nd index, 3rd index, 4th index, and 5th index. So we are looking at the result in the 5th index. So give the index number 5, comma, exact match will be 0, enter. So you have the customer ID. Similarly, we'll go with customer name as well. HLOOKUP, press tab to select the function. This happens to be your lookup value, and the lookup array is this: 1st index, 2nd index, 3rd index, 4th index, 5th, and 6th index. So your output value is in the 6th index, and I want an exact match. Select the false and close the function, enter. There you go. Now this happens to be your homework. I need you to find out, repeat, and just like in our previous session, finding out the price details will be a quick homework for you. Now let's see who will be the first to answer this particular question. You can just drop down the syntax for this particular approach in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of this session on horizontal lookup function in Excel. If you have any queries regarding any of the topics covered in this session, and if you require any of the resources used in the session, like the PowerPoint presentation, dataset, or the function syntax, then please feel free to let us know in the comment section below, and our team of experts will be happy to assist you at the earliest. Until next time, thank you for watching and stay tuned for more from MindMajix.